We're in the town of New Lebanon. Tonight we'll tell you how a milk truck slamming into this building told them how dire the housing situation is. We'll tell you what they're doing about it and how the state is weighing in.
An anti-gun violence advocate indicted for murder again. The case that could put him back behind bars barely 3 years after his sentence was commuted.
Plus, a bipartisan bill with sweeping changes to immigration policy now dead. Months of negotiations falling apart with just one vote. What comes next for Congress?
And a string of concerning incidents, threats at Capital Region schools have us asking, do you feel confident in security at your child's school? Our continuing crisis in the classroom coverage straight ahead.
CBS 6 News starts now with breaking news.
And we begin tonight with breaking news. A Saratoga Springs man arrested in connection to a homicide Tuesday evening.
It happened at the Vanderbilt Terrace Apartments. It's the first homicide in the Spa City since 2018. CBS 6's Emma Quinn joins us live right now. Emma, police just shared details. What do we know about the accused killer? All right, thank you so much for that, Emma. A major update tonight in a case CBS 6 has been following for months. Dante Mitchell, a convict turned anti-gun violence advocate, indicted on a murder charge again.
Mitchell in court just moments ago. We'll have more on that ahead tonight. In August of 2023, Mitchell was accused in a deadly shooting in Cohoes. His public defender saying Mitchell never intended to kill Shair Leggett and that he didn't kill him. In December, a murder charge was dropped, but there are also gun charges. In September 2021, Mitchell was released from Fishkill Correctional Facility after former Governor Andrew Cuomo commuted his sentence for an attempted armed robbery. And you can get all of the day's top local stories, breaking news, and more by downloading the CBS 6 News app. It's available for free on the Apple App Store and on Google Play. Carrots at the Capitol. Governor Kathy Hochul says she's giving municipalities in the state the carrot instead of the stick when it comes to building new housing.
Yeah, she's really got carrots right there. That's true. 81 localities in the pipeline as pro-housing communities, which will unlock state funding. CBS 6's Tom Eschen working his way around the Capital Region to see if this will change towns and villages.
Growing housing in cities is one thing.
Tom, we switch gears now. Take a look outside tonight. There's the Green Island Bridge over the Hudson River in the city of Troy. There's still a lot. I say it every night. There's still a lot of light out there.
Yes, love to see that there. Let's send things over to Chief Meteorologist Steve LaPointe for a check of that forecast. Hey, Steve.
All right, Imani and Greg. Yeah, we continue to gain a lot of light in the afternoon. We're going to look at all of that for you coming up in the next few minutes.
Steve, thanks. Senate Republicans blocking a key bipartisan bill that includes sweeping immigration policy changes. The border deal took months of negotiations with Democrats, and while Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell originally backed it, he changed his tune yesterday, joining the House GOP in defiance of bipartisanship. House Speaker Mike Johnson said the bill was dead on arrival in his chamber. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer forced a procedural vote despite the bill's slim chances. And the House taking up another vote to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas today. This after failing by one vote last night.
Yeah, it was tied for several minutes, and the chamber got a bit rowdy trying to sway the holdouts. Congressman Ken Buck from Colorado was one of 3 Republican defectors who said the charges failed to identify an impeachable crime committed by Mayorkas. He says the needed vote, Majority Leader Steve Scalise, will be back in D.C. to take part and points to the party's future under the House Speaker.
He clearly needs to govern with Democrats. It is, in my view, it is always a mistake to try to impeach a president or a cabinet official or anybody else on a party line vote. And so in the future, I think we're going to see more Democrat-Republican votes.
The measure was spearheaded by the Republican Party to punish the Biden administration over its handling of the U.S.-Mexico border. Democrats say the accusations are not true and not grounds for impeachment. The measure faces stiff opposition in the democratically controlled Senate.
The failed border deal included aid to Ukraine, Israel, and Gaza. According to the Council on Foreign Relations, Israel has been the largest recipient of U.S. foreign aid since its founding. From 1946 to 2023, Israel has received about $300 billion in total economic and military aid. Nearly all aid goes to Israel's military, which must use it to purchase American-made military equipment. The U.S. has already agreed to give Israel $4 billion annually through 2028. Well, next tonight, a crisis in the classroom report.
Following multiple threats at different school districts over the last week in the Capital Region, how both parents and students are feeling tonight about safety.
I'm Kayla Gaskins in Washington. Coming up, we'll unpack a top concern voters have this election cycle. It's a concern that hasn't been prominent in decades.
And coming up in sports, it's National Signing Day for college football. We dive into UAlbany's 2024 class, which includes a hometown star. Now to a crisis in the classroom. CBS 6 continues looking into safety following a string of concerning incidents impacting local schools. Tonight, we're getting a sense of how families are feeling about the issue. CBS 6's JT Fetch joining us now live in studio with some shocking findings. And JT, it's been a stressful few days for some.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has been, Imani, of Voorheesville Central School.
Run late in the day. Right now, Valentine's Day, this very early call looks cold but dry with temperatures in the low 30s.
55, how about that?
Looking good.
Yeah, I
like that.
I did math. That's 5 degrees away from 60.
I know.
It's really close.
Would you believe that?
I would believe it. All right, sports coming up next. Here's a look at what's ahead at 5:30, though.
An attack on NYPD officers continuing to be a major talking point for state leaders, raising questions on immigration laws and bail reform.
I'm Atrell Nashar in Washington.
March, guys.
Every night, it's a story of some local teenager hitting the big time. I love it.
Oh, great to see there.
All right, coming up next tonight, an anti-gun violence advocate indicted again.
The case that could put him back behind bars barely 3 years after his sentence was commuted.
And will New York have to revisit bail reform again? The conversation ignited by an attack on New York City police officers with migrants facing charges. First at 5:30, your top stories and your weather headlines. Here's what you need to know.
Sebastian Mobb of Saratoga Springs facing a murder charge after police found a former romantic partner dead. Brianna Craig was found at the Vanderbilt Terrace Apartments last night. Mobb was arrested within hours. It's the first homicide in the city since 2018.
Senate Republicans shot down a bipartisan aid package that included sweeping immigration policy changes. The border deal took months of negotiations. The House Speaker Mike Johnson said the bill would be dead on arrival if it made it to his chamber.
In-depth coverage on all of these stories online. Just head to CBS6Albany.com.
We are now learning that anti-gun violence advocate Dante Mitchell is facing an attempted murder charge after he was cleared of a murder charge for a deadly August 2023 shooting in Cohoes.
CBS 6's Brianna Supardi joining us now live outside of Albany County Court, just coming out of Mitchell's arraignment. So, Bree, tell us about this new charge.
Imani, Greg, Dante Mitchell.
Bree, thank you. An attack on New York City police officers allegedly by 4 migrants continues to be the spotlight around New York and here in the capital region.
CBS 6's Ashley Kusakaki joins us live in the studio right now. And Ashley, following the attacks, some of the migrants were arrested but released without bail.
Greg, Imani, that's right. Watch the...
Ashley, thank you. A school bus driver recognized for quick thinking. We've shared this clip with you several times, and it's still gaining a lot of attention online. So here it is. Watch closely as a van whips past this bus. The doors begin to open and just as quickly close. Brunswick Central School District bus driver Barry Sullivan pulling a young girl back to safety as she was about to exit, helping keep her out of the path of danger. Rensselaer County Executive Steve McLaughlin presented Sullivan with a county award and a county challenge coin, thanking the driver as well as the district's transportation supervisor and senior bus driver for their hard work keeping children safe. Tomorrow, Donald Trump's lawyer is set to appear at the U.S. Supreme Court for arguments over the former president's ballot eligibility. According to CNN, former President Trump is not expected to attend. The Supreme Court justices are determining Donald Trump's ballot eligibility nationwide. The case came to them after the Colorado Supreme Court threw him off of the state's ballot under the 14th Amendment's ban on insurrectionists holding public office. Former President Trump planning to argue presidential immunity in the classified documents case playing out in federal court in Florida. It's the same defense a federal appeals ruling court rejected Tuesday in a separate case against Trump, the election subversion case. But the two cases are very different. The documents case is currently scheduled for trial in May, but that could be delayed. The Department of Justice is expected to soon release details from a year-long investigation into classified documents found at President Biden's D.C. office and his Delaware home.
Our national correspondent Audrey Al-Nashar has a look at what we may learn.
It's been more than a year.
All right, Super Bowl 58, it is just days away now. How much fans are shelling out, or how much fans are shelling out for tickets? How about that?
Also coming up, Valentine's Day, just a week from today. We share what deals to look out for when shopping for your special someone. And Stanley Cups are all the rage on social media. We look into if they're worth all that hype.
Fans right now are flocking to the streets of Las Vegas ahead of Super Bowl 58 on Sunday. Do you feel the buzz, the excitement?
I'm feeling the buzz.
Okay.
There we go. Brian Cheney is in Vegas talking to fans about those highly sought after tickets that come at a steep price. And you're looking live there at Allegiant Stadium. The game airs Sunday at 6:30 here on CBS 6. We'll be on air for your CBS 6 News afterwards. 55 and on a weekend.
Yes, a lot going on there, but you can't avoid the 55.
Yeah. All right, Steve, thank you. Well, coming up at 6 tonight on CBS 6, a push for more housing in New York State.
Yeah, why Governor Hochul is incentivizing communities to get on board.
Plus, a crisis in the classroom following multiple threats at different school districts over the past week in the capital region. How both parents and students are feeling about safety.
And it's a video making the rounds and warming hearts.
Valentine's Day is just a week away, and retailers, as always, are hoping you spend big this holiday.
If you're still trying to find that perfect gift for your special someone, beware of fake sales. How do you know if you're getting a good deal? Melanie Hastings has some shopping tips.
A lot of retailers.
Yeah, don't buy your flowers weeks before.
No, please
You know
don't.
why this is going to be the best Valentine's Day ever?
Why
Because
is
it's
that?
also the day that pitchers and catchers report to spring training.
Oh, well,
that's a good Valentine's
got that
Day.
also.
All right, this might be on your Valentine's shopping list. They're big, they're stylish, they're all the rage right now, these popular Stanley Cup mugs.
That's right. Social media made them famous, but recent posts about the tumblers containing lead are raising concerns. Consumer Reports put them to the test using XRF technology and found a very high level of lead.
On the bottom of the Stanley tumblers, there is a little button, and underneath that is a primarily leaded material. Countless consumers have contacted us and let us know that their little button of stainless steel with the logo has fallen off, and that they were not aware that there was basically a hunk of bioavailable lead.
Lead exposure can cause developmental problems, affect brain development, and lead to lower IQ. Stanley's website discloses that its sealing material does include some lead, but not on the surface that comes into contact with users or contents inside. If you own a Stanley quencher and the button on the bottom falls off, stop using it immediately and contact the company for a replacement. The company does offer a lifetime warranty.
I don't get it, but whatever makes you happy, right? Yeah.
Well, still to come tonight, police in Saratoga Springs investigating the city's first homicide in 6 years.
Get a quick response from police to catch the suspect and what we're now learning about that suspect. Stay with us.